been just coming up on 3 weeks now since I ran last, and I guess it's the hardest thing, I suppose, when you can't do something that you really enjoy doing. For the longest time, I've been a clinician for 20 years, and over the years I've had tons and tons of people coming to me, having seen other healthcare professionals, and they told me that they can't run, or they can't golf, or they can't play tennis, or whatever sport it is they enjoy doing. And my modus operandum has, in those 20 years, has always been to encourage the person to go back to keep doing whatever it is they do, to try and overcome the obstacle or the pain which is stopping them from running. And I've always appreciated how difficult it would be to be told that you can't do the thing that you love doing. And now here I am, 46 years of age, and 3 weeks ago my doctor told me that I need to stop running. It's just a temporary thing, and when he said it to me, I never really thought about how I would feel if somebody ever said it to me. I knew that I wouldn't like it, and I knew that it would be very difficult for me to take on. But I guess when my doctor said the words to me that I need to stop, I kind of saw it coming. I kind of knew what he was going to say before he said it. I had been getting some issues. I've had this very minor, mild problem that's been going on probably for 2 years, if I'm being honest with myself. And now it's kind of the time to kind of sit up and pay attention and try and get to the bottom of what it is. So just to give you a brief outline of what has happened, I did a triathlon 2 years ago, a half Ironman distance triathlon, and the water was quite murky. When I remember, as I got into swim, the water was there was about 100 people in front of me, and they had washed up a lot of like silt and stuff off the bottom. And I did think in my head, I better keep my mouth closed for this small section because I don't want to get any of that in my mouth. Anyway, that was on a Saturday, and on the Sunday night I was violently ill, like really. And then skip forward, that was on a Sunday night, so the following Saturday I was out running with a friend of mine. We did like a 25k easy run, and I kept having to stop because I was getting this piercing abdominal pain, like 9 out of 10 pain that would stop me in my tracks. And as soon as I would stop, the pain would go away and I start running again. As I was running that run, my energy was plummeting, and I could really like feel it just draining. And the guy I was with, he turns off about 5k before I have to head for home. And I remember just running on, just get to the point where he turns off, and as soon as he turns, I can stop and walk. So as soon as he turned to go home, I stopped and I started walking, and then I vomited, and it was like black stuff, which turned out it was blood that was coming up when I got sick. So that was a week after the initial triathlon where I had been sick. That was on a Saturday afternoon. By the Sunday afternoon, I couldn't keep myself awake. I kept falling asleep. I kept kind of passing out, and my sister took me to a doctor, and they rushed me straight to hospital. Where I stayed overnight, and they were speaking about giving me a blood transfusion because my blood had dropped so low and my iron levels were really, really low. But they went with the iron infusion, and that seemed to work pretty good. They put a scope down my throat, and they found that there was a massive cut in my stomach. The theory was that when I had been vomiting the week before, I was vomiting so violently that I tore my stomach, and I'd been losing blood for a week, and that kind of made sense. I took some medication, I took a lot of iron for a couple of months, it all seemed to go away. I started feeling back to myself, and then last year, around about this time of last year, as I was training for the Dublin Marathon, I went and got my blood test done again and found out that my iron levels were really low. So it was the second time that it had happened. My doctor kind of thought it was all part of the process, that my iron levels never really came back up. We should have tested it in between, but we never did. And in the course of that investigation as well, I found out that I actually have an underactive thyroid. So my thyroid was probably causing some of the tiredness and lethargy that I was feeling. So I've been taking thyroid medication since last October, and that has kind of increased every time I get it checked. So just a month ago I got it checked again. I found out that my iron levels once again have dropped really, really low. But my doctor said this time we can't just ignore this, and we can't just blame it on something that happened in the past. I'm definitely losing blood from somewhere. So that's when he told me I need to stop. In the 3 weeks since I've stopped, I've kind of enjoyed my time because it's really time to just relax and reflect. But now it's kind of 3 weeks in, and I feel like I really miss running. I feel like I want to get out and do a bit. I feel like everybody's getting fitter and I'm going the opposite way. I know that's not true, and I know that once I do get back, it will all be fine, and that I'll build up my fitness again. But it's weird, in these 3 weeks, it's kind of, as I say, I've reflected, I've went on holidays, and I think about what running means to me. And I guess I always thought that running, that the reason why I did it so much is that I wanted to try and get a little bit better. I want to try and maximize my potential. But I guess on reflection now that it's been taken away from me, it's just something that I really enjoy. It's a great place to just clear the head. I never ever take my phone with me when I run, so when I run it's kind of like an escapism from the phone and the texts and the booking people in my clinic and friends wanting to do something on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all the kind of stuff that usually keeps you going on a day-to-day basis, stuff that I really enjoy. But that hour run every day would have just been a escapism, I suppose. Not just what I always thought was me trying to strive to get a little bit fitter, a little bit faster. It was probably more to do with just a little piece of the day where you just have your own headspace to think about things, to work things through. And now that it's been taken away, I'm really missing it. Today is Sunday as I record this, and Tuesday I'm due to get the scope done again, and they're going to go a little bit further down my gastrointestinal tract this time to see if they can figure out anything. If there's nothing wrong in the stomach, they'll go a little bit further. My doctor had mentioned something like maybe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis, but having been a clinician for 20 years, I don't think I have either of those two things. I don't really have the symptoms to match up, but I do have the autoimmune disease, which is attacking my thyroid gland, and I know from 20 years of practice that quite often when you have a thyroid issue, there can be something going on elsewhere. So it could be Crohn's disease. I kind of hope it's not. It would probably make sense if it was, but like I said, I don't have any other symptoms that would tie into that. So I'm kind of in limbo, and that's kind of why I have stopped running. My doctor told me that I could probably run twice a week for 20 minutes, but nothing more if I wanted to. And I haven't done that up until now. Although yesterday I did feel like running, but I didn't do it. And the reason I didn't, I guess I just want to wait until this Tuesday to figure out what exactly is going on. I'm hoping that scope this Tuesday sheds a light on whatever the problem is. I'm hoping it's an easy fix, and I'm hoping I can get back running really soon. Regardless of what goes on, I guess I will go back running soon, because I think my issue is kind of a minor issue. And I've just decided to take these 3 weeks, well, it will be a month, I suppose, before I get running again. I have an entry for Dublin Marathon this year. I definitely will do Dublin Marathon this year. I certainly won't be doing a PB in Dublin Marathon this year. But the good news is, because I won't be going for a PB, I'll probably bring the GoPro again and make another video just like I did last year. I'll try and jazz it up a bit and make it a little bit better this year. But overall, I guess that's pretty much where I am in terms of my running, and reflecting on the hardest thing that I could have heard when I went into the doctor that day. And like I said, fingers crossed, it will all work out to be good. I guess the message for this video is, for anybody watching it, is to not be afraid sometimes if you do have to take a break. Sometimes it can be a little bit of exactly what you need. Sometimes it can be a really good place to reflect and look back and think, you know what, I probably had my mindset in the wrong place. I was probably thinking that I was doing more from running than what I was actually doing, or I probably thought that I was getting something from different from running than what I was actually getting. It's a much more holistic view I have of running now that has been taken away, and like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting back to it. I hope this video helps somebody out there who can't run, and until I get that scope done, like I said, I'm in a little bit of limbo for the moment, but I will keep on trucking and I will get back. In the meantime, remember guys, run far, run fast, but most of all, run sensible.